Good day everyone. Let's talk about curriculum innovation. So curriculum innovation are new knowledge about curriculum, new curriculum theories, outstanding curricular practices, or new curriculum design that are developed out of research in education or other studies from other disciplines and academic fields. So this curriculum innovation are the ideas generated, developed to make teachers more effective in their students. So these are the curriculum designs that can be improved the learning of the students. Curriculum innovation has 4 core changes. According to Michael Fulan, 1989, identified 4 core changes in educational context that shape the definition of curriculum innovation. So these 4 core changes in schooler include: number 1, some forms of regrouping or new grouping structures. So this is the structure. We need this for the children to be socialized to other children, not only to their friends but to their other classmates, and for them to be able to share their ideas and thoughts over the lesson, and they can express more their knowledge, their knowings, and to socialize well. Number 2, we have the new curriculum materials. Here is the change of books, textbooks that the higher-ups gave to schools. Almost yearly, they change the books. For example, the book of life and works of Rizal. Before, the book is this thin, and the next year it became this thick. We will notice here that the curriculum materials change because there are new developed ideas that they inserted in the materials for the students to understand and gain knowledge. So number 3, we have here the changes in some aspects of teaching practices. So previously, before the pandemic, we have face-to-face class where the students can explore, can express themselves, and can do experiments. But during pandemic, classes become online where the experience of the students is limited, where the students become not too active, and that is the change in some aspects of teaching practices. So the last core changes is a change in beliefs or understanding vis-a-vis the curriculum and learning. Vis-a-vis, when we say vis-a-vis, it means regards relation in curriculum. So this is all about the curriculum innovation. Thank you.
Oh, hi everyone. So the topic that assigned for me is the multicultural curriculum. So multicultural curriculum is the uses of various models and practices. Multiple intelligence speak to the various ways student learning, critical and creative thinking learning. So as a students are asked to analyze, evaluate, critique, and also creative. So what are the example of the multicultural education? Cultural education. So, for example, students who are not proficient in the English language may learn in the bilingual settings and read bilingual tests, and they may receive comparatively more instructional support than their English speaking for the do not fall behind the academically or drop out of school due to language limitation. So the aim of the multicultural curriculum it's to promote the cultural literacy and the cultural understanding. School use different strategies and approaches to develop cultural awareness. The activity by knowing the different costumes, literature, songs, foods, and also the introducing them to different historical places of different countries as a part of daily lesson. So the multicultural curriculum is the all the materials culture has the content and the story to share the learning and the teachers to experience the understand this accept of culture in the classroom. So we have the five dimension that Banks 1994 identify the five dimension that school to adopt when trying to implement or more multicultural curriculum. This dimension is very useful because in the developing cultural literacy and promoting cultural understanding in the school. So we have the first content integration. So content integration is for example, that is the teacher made to integrate the computer skills across several areas, or they made to emphasize language, art, skills in the science unit of study. So the knowledge, number two, the knowledge construction. The knowledge construction is the teacher needs to help the student to understand. That is very important. No, being a teacher. So investigate, determine how to implement cultural as assumption, frame or the reference, perspective, and the bias with the discipline. Influence the way in which knowledge is constructed. So the third one is the prejudice rejection. So this dimension focus on the characteristic of students, racial attitude and how they can be modified by the teaching methods and materials. So the four equity pedagogy is the equity pedagogy, rather, except when teachers modify their teaching in way that will facilitate the academic achievement of students from diverse racial, cultural, gender, and the social class group. So the last one is the empowering school culture. So grouping labeling practices, sport participation, disproportionality in achievement, and the integration of the staff and the students across ethnic and racial lines must be examined to create the school culture that empowers students from diverse racial, ethnic, and also the gender groups. So we have according to Binet 1999 is we have the six. So we have these six. There are many ways in which multicultural curriculum can be developed and implemented. So according to Binet, that proposed to multicultural curriculum focusing on the six goals that we have the develop multi-historical perspective. So exploring multiple perspective, which is known as the multi-perspective in a part of Europe. So incorporating source that material that reflect different views of historical. So two, strengthening cultural consciousness. So sorry for that. So number three, strengthening interactional competency for combat racism, sexism, and other forms of prejudice and discrimination, and increase awareness of the state of planet and global dynamic, build social action skills. So that is the Follow these ideas. It is important to develop teaching strategies and instructional materials that promote the development and cultural literacy and cultural understanding among the teachers and the learners. So that's all.
Indigenous curriculum. Well, sounds familiar, right? Did you know that the indigenous curriculum was a product of a vision to make the curriculum more relevant and more responsive to the needs and context of indigenous people? This indigenous curriculum links the curriculum to the society's culture and to the society's history. Did you also know that there are several dimensions that serve as a framework to the development of indigenous curriculum? Well, let us find out what are those. First, construct knowledge. Second, use instructional strategies. Third, integrate contents in activities. And fourth, utilize communities' cultural, material, and human resources. Construct knowledge so that the young children will understand how experiences influence the development of scientific knowledge. Then the second one is use instructional strategies that will promote the academic success of the children. Then the third one is integrate contents and activities that so that the learners will reflect to their indigenous knowledge of the curriculum. Then the last one, utilize communities' cultural, material, and human resources in the development and implementation of curriculum. Hi! Additional information. The indigenous curriculum was founded on the way of life, traditions, worldview, culture, and the spirituality of the people. The first frame of reference for developing a curriculum is the community, its environment, its history, and its people.
Brain-based education. What is brain-based? Brain-based refers to teaching methods, lesson designs, and school programs that are based on the latest scientific research about how the brain learns, including such factors as cognitive development, and how students learn differently as they age, grow, and mature socially, emotionally, and cognitively. Prominent advocates Kane and Kane consider curriculum and instruction from a brain-based approach. They begin with brain-mind learning principles derived from brain research findings and apply these principles in the classroom and in designing a curriculum. Kane and Kane introduced the 12 principles about the brain, and these are the principles. Another advocate of brain-based education is Resnick. Resnick theorized that learners learn more if they are given several ways to look at a problem and if they are asked to give more than one way of solving it. Kane and Kane also cited studies showing that the brain learns best when it works to solve problems or accomplishes specific tasks instead of merely observing isolated bits of information, and that the brain's primary function is to seek patterns in new learning. In addition, Sylvester, on the other hand, pointed out that classrooms in the future may focus more on drawing out existing abilities rather than on precisely measuring one's success with imposed skills, encouraging the personal construction of categories rather than imposed categorical systems, and emphasizing the individual, personal solutions of an environmental challenge over the efficient group manipulation of the symbols that merely represents the solution. The greatest challenge of brain research for educators does not lie in understanding not just brain functioning but in comprehending the vastness, complexity, and potential of the human brain. Basically, the brain base can help us ensure our brain development and stimulation. Students also learn better when they feel safe and supported. It gives opportunities for students to work together in small groups, pairs, and teams. It also encourages pro-social behaviors such as sharing, listening, and cooperation. Again, this is SM Daud and thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, new knowledge and new learnings will be shared today, which is about the other types of curriculum innovation, the gifted education curriculum.
What is gifted education curriculum? Gifted education curriculum is designed to respond to the needs of a growing number of gifted learners and develop gifted potential. When we say gifted learners, are those whose potential is distinctly above average in one or more of the following domains, such as intellectual, creative, social, and physical. They need services and activities not ordinarily provided by school in order to fully develop their potential. So, there are several examples of gifted curriculum models, which are school-wide enrichment model, parallel curriculum model, autonomous learner model, integrated curriculum model, and kids academia model, in which we will going to talk or discuss three of them briefly. First, school-wide enrichment model or SEM is widely implemented as enrichment program used with academically gifted and talented students and a magnet theme or enrichment approach for all schools interested in high-end learning and developing the strength and talents of all students. The major goal of SEM is the application of gifted education pedagogy to the total school improvement. Second is the parallel curriculum model or PCM, evolved from a National Association for Gifted Children curriculum in 1998. It is based on a premise that every learner is somewhere on a path toward expertise in content area. It promotes a curriculum model for developing the abilities of all students and extending the abilities to students who perform advanced levels. PCM offers 4 curriculum parallel, which are core curriculum, curriculum of connection, curriculum of practice, and curriculum of identity. The beauty of this model lies in its framework of helping the learners to experience the nature of the disciplines rather than just accumulating information. Third one is autonomous learner model. Betts 2004 pointed out that curriculum offering typically falls into 3 levels, and the autonomous learners model focuses on the 3rd level, which features the learner's differentiated option where students are self-directed and teachers provide opportunities for the learners to be in charge of their learnings. The autonomous learner models is divided into 5 dimensions: orientation, individual development, enrichment activities, seminar, and in-depth study.
As our society evolves, so do our education system. But what does the future of education look like? To answer this question and understand how traditional models are evolving, we look to the emerging future that may become the new normal. In education system around the world, what did we see traditionally in education system were made by select group of people. And everyone has a distinct role. Students learn by listening to their teacher, teachers teach, principal manage the school. The curriculum is linear and standardized, academic performance is prioritized, and students are distinct to standardized tests. How is this changing? Education system embodying the new normal or part of a larger ecosystem where decision making and responsibility are shared among the wide group of stakeholders, and students are active participants in their own learning. In this school, the learning process and students' well-being are also valued. In addition to academic performance, there is a recognition that students come from different backgrounds and learn in different ways. Learning happens in a non-linear process with different types of assessments used for different purposes. These schools are monitored no longer just to ensure accountability but also to encourage frequent feedback at all levels. To continually improve the education system, the future by definition is unpredictable, but by developing a responsive education system, we can help our children adapt to thrive in and even shape whatever the future holds.
The most common question raised and argued topic by those in higher education is, what is outcome-based education?
It is a fundamental strategy that starts with a clear picture of what students are able to demonstrate, and organizing the curriculum, instruction, and assessment to make sure that learning ultimately happens. OBE is the brainchild of William Speedy. Now, what is OBE focus on? It focuses on the skills and demonstration of outcomes by the students, and it rolls away teacher-centric learning, grade-based educational system irrelevant. Instead of writing an exams, OBE focuses on observable and measurable outcomes, assessment, opportunities, and classroom experiences that provides necessary supports for the students to achieve their goals. It is proven that OBE teaching is an effective method of continuous evaluation. We have two common approaches to an OBE. These are the traditional approach that emphasizes students' mastery of traditional subject-related academic outcomes and cross-discipline outcomes. And then transformational approach emphasizes long-term cross-curricular outcomes that are related directly to students' future life goals. In OBE, we have four essential principles. These are the clarity of focus, designing back, high expectation for all students, and expanded opportunities for all learners. OBE features it is needs driven, it is outcomes driven, it has a design down approach, it specifies outcomes and levels of outcomes. The focus shifts from teaching to learning, and the framework is holistic in its outcomes. As a curriculum innovation, OBE is a complete paradigm shift in higher education. It calls for an education that is more focused and purposive. An OBE curriculum is a mission-driven that requires all institutions to anchor all their curricular offerings to the curriculum and to the vision, mission, and philosophy of the institution. Outcome-based education has a main goal of enhancing skills and knowledge of students to be able to produce positive outcomes.